Welcome back to this video series on univariate descriptive statistics. I'm Guru Shah and this is Level 1 Section 1 Video A. This is the very first video that we upload under this video series. The topic we're going to discuss about is statistics. So what is statistics? Statistics is a science of collecting, organizing, presenting, analyzing and interpreting data. It's a branch of mathematics and it's a science of learning from data. Collecting the data in sense gathering data from various sources. Organizing means arranging them in a structured format. Presenting refers to changing the data into tables, charts, and graphs. Analyzing the data means doing research with that particular data. And interpreting means narrating the information that are obtained from the research. Then the second thing is why statistics is important. The primary purpose of using statistics is to make good decisions with the help of data. We usually make two types of decisions. One is decision based on data and the other is decision based on opinions. And in order to take decision based on data, statistics is a crucial process behind it. Statistical analysis is implemented to manipulate, summarize, and investigate data so that useful decision making informations are obtained, and from that information, the decisions are being taken. I hope that it's clear. And then, where statistics are applied? The answer to this question is statistics plays an important role in almost every field of human activity, like mathematics, science, social science, and even linguistics. And statistics are applied in all the fields. Okay, then when do people use statistics? When they use statistics? Actually, we use statistics in our daily life without even knowing that we're using it. Just have a look at these questions. Will it rain today? What's the average salary of a data analyst? What's the average mark of the students in class B? And what's the average income of your parents? And who is the highly paid celebrity? Which player is more consistent? And things like that. And all these questions are asked by people in their daily life, and answer to all these questions rely on statistics. Can you believe it? Let me explain. When the weather report informs you that the chances of raining today is 45% or 79% or even 0%, they rely on statistical tools and techniques to come up with those forecasts. When it comes to average salary, average income, average mark, and things like that, we're relying on average, which is a statistical parameter. And when we discover who is the highly paid celebrity, we're actually looking at the maximum. And maximum is a statistical parameter again. Then, which player is more consistent? For example, let's take the scores obtained by a batsman in 5 cricket matches. He scored 100 in the first match and suddenly only 20 in the next, and 145 in the next, and again 55 and 200 in the last match. From this, we can understand that he is not consistent, that he is not scoring with consistency. Consistent scoring in sense scoring with less variations. For example, 76, 88, 75, 84, 93, and 85. You can notice compared to the scores of the batsmen, the variations in this score is very less, and consistent scoring is like this. And for identifying who is more consistent or which is more consistent, we use variance. And variance is again a statistical parameter. One sec, let me share something. Yeah, this one. How many of you remember this example sum? I had this when I was studying 10th standard. And here in this sum, they have given the scores of two batsmen in 5 matches. And we want to find out who is more consistent. And we find it out by calculating coefficient of variation, that is CV for short. In order to calculate coefficient of variation, we must calculate standard deviation and mean, and that's why we did all these calculations here. You can see that the coefficient of variation for the batsman A is 27.65, whereas for batsman B it's only 13.14. That is, the scores obtained by batsman B has less variations compared to batsman A. And that's why they have given from 1 and 2 the coefficient of variation for B is less than the coefficient of variation of A. Therefore, batsman B is more consistent than batsman A in scoring the runs. You can also see that here, yeah. When the coefficient of variation is more, the given data is less consistent, and when the coefficient of variation is less, the given data is more consistent. And that's why they have mentioned that batsman B is more consistent than batsman A in scoring the runs. And I learned this during the 10th board, and I still remember this only because of the teacher who taught us. He was Mr. Santosh Menon, one of the lovely teachers that we had in our school days. He explained this in such a way so that I could remember this even today. Okay, back to the point. Finding out all these consistency between players and many more like this are day-to-day happenings. And from the above examples, you can see that we are using statistics for these happenings. That is, we use statistics even in our day-to-day activities. And that's where the importance of statistics lies.